And in Wausau, the Human Resources Committee tables a decision on requiring city employees to wear masks. They will instead go back to the drawing board until August. Several people spoke for and against requiring face coverings. At the end, it was determined that they needed more specific details for the request. And you may have heard there are exceptions to the mask mandate for health issues. Doctors are clarifying exactly what that means. UW Health's Chief Quality Officer says exemptions are not that common. They're mostly for people with mental health conditions who can't put something restrictive over their face, and less for people with underlying conditions like asthma or heart disease.
Most of those people who are maintained well on their medications and their therapies, if they're well enough to go out in public, i.e. like get in a car, drive, walk across the parking lot into a store, they're going to be healthy enough to wear a face covering. If their underlying medical condition is so severe that even a thin face mask makes them unable to breathe, it's pretty unlikely that they're going to be healthy enough to get out in public.
Well, public health officials say if you have an ADA qualifying disability and cannot wear a mask in your workplace, you need to bring medical documentation to support that request. Well, Mike, we had a beautiful sunny day out there today. It was nice.
It was just a great way to start the work week. A little bit warmer and more humid than yesterday, but still it was a pleasant summer day in the area. And weather conditions this evening are still doing okay. Right now in Wausau, the temperature reading is 73 degrees. The relative humidity is moderate at 64%. The dew point is at 60 degrees. Wind southeast at 9 miles per hour. A live view from the Ripco Credit Union camera in Rhinelander turned to the northwest shows a nice view of the sunset this evening. Not much in the way of cloud cover over the area. However, we are tracking more clouds to the west-northwest, and a band of strong to severe thunderstorms is developing this evening over northern into north-central Minnesota, generally tracking to the east. Some of that activity could reach into our area tonight after midnight. Our forecast will call for that chance of showers and storms into the northern and perhaps central part of the area overnight into tomorrow morning. It will be a bit more humid overnight, low in Wausau at 63. Southeast to south winds will continue at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humid tomorrow, thunderstorms likely. I'll talk about that when I return next.
Thank you, Mike. Wisconsin's Attorney General is suing to stop a federal rule that could keep international students from studying in the U.S. Josh Call is one of 18 prosecutors who filed suit. The rule says international students have to leave the country or transfer to another school if their fall classes will be entirely online. The lawsuit says the rule could cost the UW system hundreds of millions of dollars. Interim UW system president Tommy Thompson said he supports the lawsuit. In a statement, Thompson says their belief is that our university's planned hybrid model of teaching delivery during the fall 2020 semester ensures our compliance with the rules if they are upheld. Well, the Shawano County School Board is calling for a member to resign. Board member Mart Grams reportedly made a Facebook post on his personal account saying, quote, "George Floyd is drug-free for 2 months," end quote. Floyd died while in the custody of Minneapolis police on May 25th, and court documents state a former Minneapolis police officer had his knee on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes. The school board has passed a resolution condemning the remarks made by Grams. Some members say they had several requests to remove Grams. However, they do not have the authority under state law.
The board finds that the statements made by Mr. Grams concerning the death of George Floyd were irresponsible, inflammatory, and racially and socially sensitive.
Members say there were more than 500 complaints from around the world about Grams' post. Grams did release a statement to our ABC affiliate in Green Bay earlier yesterday saying, "A joke, period. Anyone can say it was insensitive or poor taste, but once the racist cards come out, the raw hatred, we have a very poorly trained generation who cannot deal with the slightest contradiction to what they are told." Well, a man is saying goodbye to the facial hair and hello to his chin, all in an effort to promote racial justice. After growing his beard for 7 years, Jason Kiley cutting it off. He started a campaign to cut his world champion beard by promoting racial justice and raising money for the African American Roundtable in Milwaukee. The Fantastic Sam's employee who cut it all off, calling it an honor.
I kept telling him how honored I am, how honored I am. He was like, no, I'm honored. What are you talking about? I'm honored for you to do this. And I said, well, we're doing this together.
Kylie has raised $8,700 so far. Well, the NFL team in Washington, D.C. will no longer use the Redskins name or logo. The team making that announcement just today. And News 9's Tom Lally reports the national move to change mascots has roots here in Wisconsin.
Mascots have been changing for some time here in Wisconsin. The Shawano Indians became the Hawks, and the Auburndale Apache became the Eagles. I talked with a local tribe member and school districts to find out what that change means to them.
My students have been without a mascot for almost 20 years.
Since 1998, when Auburndale agreed with the Apache Nation to no longer use its imagery, meaning no mascot, until this summer. What does it feel like to be able to choose kind of a new identity for your school district?
My students and staff received an education that the Apache tribes don't see it as an honor. But what they said is, you know, when your people say it's an honor, you say because you're warriors and you're fighters. And the young man said, but we're not warriors and fighters. We're fathers and mothers.
This is Richard Plass. He's Menominee and Stockbridge Muncie.
I'd always hoped that it would change, but I never thought I'd live to see it.
This NFL name change reminding him of Shawano High School in 1998. That's when Richie became the school mascot, dressing as what he called a Hollywood Indian. At pep rallies and home games, he felt proud, a fleeting feeling at his first away game.
I got laughed at, I had food thrown on me, and I was spit on.
The mascot, no longer a source of pride, but shame for Richie and tribes across the country.
And it became apparent to us in this process that we don't have the right to tell other people what they ought to consider a compliment. Whomever those people are, it's their right to tell me what they consider a compliment.
For Washington's NFL team, the owner and head coach say they are still deciding on a new name. In the newsroom, Tom Lally, News 9 WAOW.
Now we turn to the latest number of COVID-19 cases in central Wisconsin since the pandemic started. Marathon County now has 293. Portage County stands at 254. Wapaka 189. Clark 115. Wood has 109, Shawano 95, and Adams County 43. Continuing 40 in Oneida, 23 in Lincoln. Taylor has 22, Viola 17, and Langlade 11. State